Hello, and welcome to Camp Kyriakis. My name is Elanor, and I'm here to lead you on a very special session of Funcraft Friday. Today, I'm going to do some simple origami type things. They kind of go in levels a little bit. So the first one I have is a basic fortune teller, like this. The second one we'll be doing is a boat. And the third one we'll be doing is a little origami swan. Alright, so I'm just going to start with the fortune teller. I've got a basic piece of white paper here. Any color paper works. And how I'm going to start this is I'm going to find the middle of the square. So to do that, I fold it in half diagonally. And that's pretty well folded. And I'm going to do that the same the other way. That just got me to find the middle of the square. So I'm just going to fold these four corners into the middle. So now I have a nice little square like this. For the next part, I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to do the same thing. So taking the corners and folding them into the middle. Again, they don't have to be perfect around the corners. But now I've got four little squares on this side and four little openings on this side. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half. So it's going to be like this and have these two corners lined up with these two corners. Gonna flatten it down, and I'm going to, so it's folded like this. Now I'm going to just turn and do the same thing this way. I can put my fingers in here and here and here and here, and I have myself a little fortune teller. And now for part two, I'm going to make a boat. For a boat, I have a rectangle of paper. So to start, all I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half lengthwise like this. Simple, right? Now the next part, I just want to make sure this is nicely creased. So then, I'm going to find the middle of this top line here. And then when they line up better, oh, there they do, I just fold down one, like this, and then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to fold this corner down this way. So now it looks like this. So I'm going to take now these bottom bits here. There's two little bottom bits. I'm going to take one of them and I'm going to fold it up in line. So now it looks like this. Then I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing. The next step is going to be removing these little side things. So I'm just going to fold it forwards like this. So now I've got a straight triangle edge. Then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to fold this one forward. Just like that. And now it gets interesting. So now I'm going to open up the bottom like this, and I'm going to line this corner up with this corner so it looks like this, and I flatten that down. I have two little flaps at the bottom. I'm going to fold them up. So if I've got this flat on the ground like this, fold this up and line it up with the top point and flatten it down. And then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do the same thing. And now we're repeating a step here. We're going to open up the bottom, and we're going to line up this corner with this corner. Like this, and push it flat. And now this is kind of cool. I can pinch it this side and pull. And it pulls straight into a boat. Now I like to just flatten out the bottom so it's nice and even. But there you have it. A little boat. Well, this is a pretty big boat, but a boat nonetheless. And finally, the third thing I'm going to show you is how to do a little origami swan. So to start this one, I've got, again, a square piece of paper. And to start this one, I want to score the paper. It makes it easier to work with. So I will fold it in half to make these two corners meet, and then flatten out those corners. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And for this one, I want it folded in half like this. And then I'm going to fold it in half again, so along this crease line. So I've got a smaller triangle here. And now, this is where it gets interesting. So I'm taking this pocket, and I'm going to open it up. Like this. And now this corner is going to come and meet these corners here. So it's going to come to the middle. And then I'm just going to flatten that out. So now I have a square. And I don't want this little thing here, so I'm going to make a square like this on the other side. Again, folding it so this corner lines up with this corner. So now I have a little square, and if you take it from the open end, it'll look like this. Now the next step is with the open end facing down. I'm going to take just one of these two flaps, just one, and I'm going to fold it inwards to line up with my crease along the middle. Just like that. And now we're going to do the same with this side. And now we're going to flip it over and do the same thing again. Now what I'm going to do is unfold these, all four of them. So now I just have the crease lines visible. And it gets a little tricky here. So what I want to do is take just the front bit of paper here, and I want to fold it upwards, but I need to make a new crease line from this corner to this corner. So I'm going to push down on there, and I'm going to fold the inside, and as I do that, these crease lines will be inverted. So now it kind of looks like this. Yours might be a little neater than mine. That's okay. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So now I have two little loose flaps here, and mine's a little bit uneven, but that's okay. So the next step is kind of repeating what we've already done. So I have these flaps here, and I'm just going to fold it in like this. And again on this side. And I've just flipped it over to the other side now. This is really uneven, but it's okay. We do not strive for perfection in crafts. So now, with these two bits, it's a little bit tricky, but I'm going to kind of pinch this. So here's the front. I'm going into the side here, and I want to flip this up. And as I do, I'm just going to kind of flatten this here. And this fold, I'm just inverting the fold. And heck, let's make a head there. So instead of inverting the whole thing, I stopped partway down and left that and just pushed it down. And that's a head. And I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm going to kind of pinch here, fold upwards and in, and just flatten that out. Alright, we're almost done. All we need to do now is take the wings and fold them downwards. Just like that. And again on the other side. And there you have it, a little swan. Go in peace to love and serve the Lord. Thanks be to God. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia.